Hey beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Just want to thank you guys for clicking and watching this video. So today's topic, I want to talk about why I got a Tesla versus getting a Corvette. Um, I haven't talked about this, but a Corvette has been like a dream car of mine. My dad's brother had a Corvette, my dad had a Corvette, and then I was like, you know what, I want to continue the tradition of having a Corvette. I really wanted a Corvette. It's been my dream car like since I was young throughout high school. But then you guys probably ask yourself, why? Nobody asked for this. I'm like, well, I don't care. Okay, I want to talk about it. Okay, I want to get off my chest. Let's see. The OG Corvettes, the OG Stingrays. That's what we had. Not the ones with the pop out headlights. I think it was like the refresh version after that. With the Corvette doing another refresh, I think it was in 2014 when they released the new Stingrays. Those were beautiful. Those were absolutely beautiful, and I really wanted those. I'll put a picture here somewhere, one of these spots, but it was beautiful. Actually, you know what? I actually have a little Corvette toy. Hold up. Here we go. I got it. Yeah, because because I love the Corvette so much, I one of my gifts for Christmas a long time ago was actually a little toy model Corvette. Look at it. Hasn't been opened. Top down convertible Corvette. It was beautiful, just like the one we had back in the day when my dad had it. Not this Stingray, but the old one before that. But yeah, top down convertible, cherry red, beige convertible top. Oh, I loved it. Manual. I loved it. I loved it. And to be honest, the Corvette has been my dream car for so long. I mean, just look at it. Super, super nice. Super, super sleek. That Corvette's just been a dream car for so long. Um, but now I got a Tesla instead. So I guess let me go through the reasons why I wanted to get the Corvette and why I didn't get it. Chevy, they released a new refresh model of the Corvette. I think it's a 2021 or 2020 version of the Corvette called the C8 version. Oh, those things are beautiful. I saw the pre-production pictures. I looked at leaks and everything way back then, and it was beautiful. The first thing that came to my mind was it looked a lot like a budget Ferrari. Don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with that. Um, One of the best selling points of a Corvette is actually you get that supercar feel, the supercar look for a reasonable price. We're not talking hundreds and thousands of dollars like a Lamborghini or Ferrari, McLaren, what have you. A base model for a C8 Corvette or just the Stingray right here, the base model is just 60,000. I mean, granted that is still a lot of money, but it was doable. An average person can get it. You don't have to pay a house of value to get a car. That's why in my opinion, why I loved Corvette. It was very budget and it still looks super nice. Um, it's your actual typical sports car. It's not like your luxury cars like your BMWs, your Mercedes, stuff like that. I don't like those regardless, but the Corvette was something different. It was iconic. It was an American car. That's why I loved it. Um, but yeah, they released the C8. The C8, I had a love and hate relationship with it. Um, so I love the front splitters, the grill. It was beautiful. I loved it. They refreshed it. I loved the whole new look of it. It looks so much more aggressive. The whole front of the car is so much more aggressive than it was before, and I absolutely loved it. Um, and then the whole like body and everything, it was so sleek. It was all fluid, just one thing. Um, it looked like a supercar, like a legitimate supercar. It looked like a McLaren or Ferrari. It just had that supercar look and feel to it. That's why I wanted the C8. I wanted to actually grab the C8 when it first came out. But whenever the C8 came out was when COVID started to hit the US, and that's when everyone started to go on lockdown. And then because of that, they actually closed a factory. I forgot where, but they closed a factory, and that just caused a whole lot of problems for the C8 or the Corvette community. Yeah, it caused Everyone wanted the C8 because it was so nice, so beautiful. It looked so different from like the previous generations of the Corvette. A lot of people wanted the C8, myself included, but not everyone can get a C8. C8s were on back orders for it was on back order for like a year. All right, it was crazy. One factory shut down. There was like a bunch of back order. Of course, having a bunch of you know demand that didn't help at all with the supply. Basic economics, that's just how it works. But then, because of the factory shutting down due to COVID, so production's a lot slower, more demand versus supply. The aftermarket of the C8 started to skyrocket, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all because when you try to find a C8, even for a base model, it was like 80 grand. I remember I looked up on the dealership website. It said MSRP was 60 grand. Now selling at 80 grand. I'm like, what is this? I am legitimately getting scammed. So obviously the C8 was off my list. I wasn't willing to pay 80 grand or $100,000 for just a C8. I can buy more. I can buy other cars for that type of money. Yeah, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to spend that much money on a Corvette. The reason why I get a Corvette is because it's a budget supercar. That's why you don't spend a lot of money on it. You're not supposed to. It's meant to be a budget supercar. That's why I liked it. But then that's when Tesla, that's when Tesla started catching my eye. I was like, dang, this is actually kind of nice. The amount of money I would pay for a Corvette is how much I would pay for a Tesla, but then less, because the Model S at that time costed so much cheaper. It was so much. It costed less. It was a lot cheaper. And then Tesla had like a promo for like if you buy Model S or X, we get you free supercharging for life. I'm like, dang, it's a pretty good deal. So that's when I started looking into Teslas. Of course, I wasn't always a fan of electric cars. Really wasn't a fan of electric cars. Doing my own research, it's like, you put more energy into actually mining and making the battery than a gas car would emit. But that was back in the day, though. As technology improves, and it has improved greatly over the past like 10 years, mining for batteries, whether it be cobalt or lithium, it's actually still doesn't put too much carbon footprint out as it, a actual gas powered car. Of course, that's only going to get better over time as technology improves. We find different materials to make the batteries out of. But yeah, that's when Tesla started catching my eye. Not only that, but it's like the Tesla just looks so sleek. The Model S was just so beautiful. Even before the refresh, it still looks super nice. A lot better than its 2013 or 2014 counterpart. That one was god awful. It was horrendous. But it was so cool. The whole car is a giant toy. It's essentially a giant RC car. If you guys even know what that is. Yeah, that's when Tesla started catching my eye. I could actually get what I want. You don't. There's no much of a dealership per se. You just place your order online, customize the car however you like it, then you'll ship to you whenever it's ready. The problem with the C8, I still wanted to get the C8 at that time, but I couldn't find the right one for me. I wanted a cherry red Corvette, but of course I can always get a different color, have it paint or have it wrapped a different color, whatever. But the main feature that I was looking for in the C8 was something called a mechanism that raised the suspensions up a little bit, so the top of the front of the Corvette would actually be a little bit higher, so it can smoothly go over these bumps and dips. Because the Corvette itself is very low. It's a very low to the ground car. It's a sports car. It's made to be fast. It's made to be low to the ground, and it's made to be raced or made for racing. That's just how the Corvette's built. That's just how it is. That's why I wanted to get that, so I don't scrape the bumper. Because replacing a bumper is very expensive. Even if you get it cheap, it's still expensive. It's more money than I would want to put out. But yeah, no matter what I could do, I couldn't find everything that I wanted, or even the majority of the parts that the Corvette included for a reasonable price point. So at that time, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the break from a Corvette. I'll do whatever else. the main thing, well, there's actually a lot of things, but one of the few key things that really took my love from Corvette to Tesla, what really made my wallet go towards Tesla was, to be honest with you, the interior. The interior of the Tesla is phenomenal. I mean, I don't think any other car can match Tesla's interior design. It's so minimalistic, so it's so sleek. It's just so nice. It's so uniform. When compared to the C8 interior, I will put the C8 interior over here somewhere. Um, it is so ugly. Oh my god, the C8 interior, I absolutely hate it. Um, you can fight with me on that in the comments. I don't care. I absolutely think the C8 interior is god awful. Because the C8 interior, I want to say there is a touchscreen infotainment system, but it has all the buttons that you need, like AC, AC and stuff like that, as a row of buttons down the middle. What? Why would you do that, Chevy? Why would you do that? Come on, man. Chevy, GM, bro, come on, don't do that. That's awful. In the new redesign, please get rid of that. That is absolutely horrendous. Like, there's a line of buttons going down that completely splits the passenger or the driver and the passenger side. I mean, if you want that, sure, but I just think it doesn't look uniform. It doesn't look right. You have buttons down the middle. I mean, yeah, it's different, but it's awful. To be honest, it's awful. And that's why you guys didn't take my wallet, because your interior is awful. Boo. But yeah, I didn't like the interior at all. I mean, you guys might side with me on it. You guys might not. But one of the key points to why I leaned toward Tesla was because it's an electric car. It's an electric car for sure. So at that time, I managed to find a decent price point for the C8, and that was right in line with Tesla. The same price as the Model S at that time. So pretty much how I calculated that, the gas is what really kills it as well, because a Corvette is a supercar, it's a sports car, it's a racing car. You don't use regular gas, you have to use premium. There's a lot of science behind using premium. It's more because of like the knocking sound to affect your engine. You don't want to destroy your engine. So you use premium, it's obviously going to cost you a lot more money. I've estimated the amount of gas that would cost me in a year for just premium. I'm pretty sure I'm on the low end, but I think I calculated to be like $3,000 a year on gas, because that car was going to be my daily driver. So it was obviously going to be a lot more. But the low end was $3,000. All right, and I plan to keep the car indefinitely. So let's say I went like a 5-year timeline. If I kept the Corvette for 5 years, let's say I paid $80,000 for the Corvette, and then each year for 5 years I paid $3,000 in gas. That's already $15,000 extra that goes into the Corvette. So that would make the total price of the Corvette like $95,000. That doesn't include maintenance. That doesn't include oil changes. That doesn't include what other internal combustion engine issues. Okay, so calculating my price point and calculating all the costs of the Corvette, it actually costed more money to have the Corvette in the long run than it did just to own an electric vehicle. Because with the electric vehicle, I just pay 80 grand for the Tesla, just 80,000 for the Tesla. That's it. No need for oils, no need for regular maintenance, because it's literally just a motor and wheels. Obviously, it's a lot more intricate than that, but essentially, if you break that down, it's a giant battery and wheels. So I don't need to change oil. I don't need to, do regular maintenance. My regular maintenance would be like a tire rotation, balance, alignment, whatever. A lot of stuff can be done, online through, over-the-air updates and whatnot, online diagnostics. So overall, the Tesla, it would cost me less in the long run. One of the best things about owning an electric vehicle is that I preach this so hard. I tell everybody, this just, the best part about having an electric vehicle is I wake up every day and the car is fully charged. I don't know if you guys ever, woke up and like, I gotta go to work, but man, I forgot to fill up my tank. So I go to the gas station, I got to pump, and that takes time. But with an electric vehicle, I don't have to worry about that. I plug the car in every night. I wake up to a charged car, go to work, come back home, plug it in, do the same thing. And electricity is a lot cheaper than gas. So in the end, I think it cost me like 20 to 30 bucks just to fill up my car from 0 to 100%. But my car never goes from 0 and never goes to 100%. So in a month, my costs would be a lot less than actually driving, a gas powered car, because I have to refill gas maybe once every 2 weeks, once every week, depending on how much I drive, if I'm going out, if I'm going far. Yeah. Yeah. Tesla won my heart. I mean, yeah. Like, once you go Tesla, you don't go back. Sure, it's different than driving any other normal car, but you eventually get used to it, right? You get used to doing just the 1 foot driving, driving with the accelerator, brake with the accelerator. And then when I switched back to my old gas-powered car, I was about to get in a wreck because I was like, oh, why isn't my car braking, right? Why isn't my car braking when I take my foot off the accelerator? Why isn't it braking? Now I forget that I have to actually put my foot onto the brake for the car to brake. Because in a Tesla, you press on the accelerator to accelerate, but you can ease up on the accelerator to slow yourself down and do that regenerative braking through their friction brakes. Yeah, you get used to doing that, so it's really hard to drive a gas-powered car. All the reasons why I wanted to get the Tesla over the Corvette. I still think the Tesla is still very, very superior over the Corvette. However, at the time of making this video, they are announcing the E-Ray, a Corvette that is hybrid. I really wish they saved the E-Ray for a fully electric car. It doesn't make sense to have a hybrid. Just skip the hybrid and go straight to electric. That's literally all you have to do. The era of hybrid is dead. It's all electric now. But I'm excited to see where this E-Ray goes. I mean, I still really want a Corvette just to say I have a Corvette. But, depending on the actual full electric Corvette down the line, because they said they're hoping to release the E-Ray, the hybrid Corvette, in 2023. We're going to see how that looks. We're going to see how that works. I'm still not going to get it because, like I said, I'm going to keep the Tesla for life. It's just, I do want to add a Corvette into my collection if I have the income. That's it. But only if it is electric. I am tired of gas-powered cars. I am super tired of gas-powered cars. Yeah. That's really it. A video that nobody asked for, but I wanted to get it off my chest to let you guys know why I got the Tesla. Highly recommend. Would never go back to a gas-powered car. Highly recommend Tesla. Tesla for life. Yeah, that's it. Bye.